Easy Weezy here again, and welcome to my channel. Hey guys, it's Easy Weezy here again, and welcome to my channel, Easy Weezy, and welcome to my Substack too. For those, if you're gonna be watching this video on YouTube, if you're gonna be watching it on Substack, welcome to each and every one of you to my beautiful channel, where I'm going to be talking about perception, consciousness, and a variety of different things. Well, as the case proceeds, and it's a beautiful Monday morning, and what better way to start the week than dropping a new video? So I want to wish everybody, wherever you are, a beautiful Monday and a beautiful week and a productive one, filled with joy and peace and love from Easy Weezy to you all. And I just also want to touch on a few things before I proceed to what I'm talking about. And I want to thank each and every one of you for your support, for subscribing, for liking, for commenting, for restacking, or for even posting or for reposting. Whatever you've done so far for my videos, for my Substack post, I want to say big thank you to every one of you. And the reception and the reviews has been amazing, has been impressive, and I thank you guys for everything. And also I want to say this, take the opportunity to say this, like I've always said, the idea of God, the concept or the knowledge of God is something that's been debated for quite a very long time. And let me use let me use cooking, for example. If you want to eat, you don't sit down and then the food comes to your mouth and you just eat. No, you sit down, you get ready, you make your food, you sit down, and then you eat. That there's something called intentionality in that aspect, and that's the beauty of it. And that is all I just want to touch, like I've been doing in my previous videos. So I just want to do that again today. And I also want to say, if you find such topics, if you find such videos interesting, feel free to subscribe, feel free to hit the subscribe button, and then keep your notifications on for more videos and more posts like this as we proceed, and as we grow, and as we learn, and as we acquire more knowledge and more wisdom. And in that one, I want to say a big shout out and a big thank you to every one of you once again. And today I'm going to be talking about something touching, something that follows my old videos. I posted on reflection and projections. I talked about I also talked about the synchronicity of life, about how everything seems connected, how your sneezing could actually make someone else understand. You just doing your regular chores, and the sound that you make from the chores actually triggers someone else different from you. It's Carl Jung called it the synchronicity of life, and there have been various names that it has been called so far. And this time, I believe it's quantum, because in physics has become, there's quantum mechanics in physics. That's what Dutch is talked about. He was talking about the fabric of reality. He was trying to touch about how reality is a quantum mechanics. And then today I'm trying to add my little knowledge from experience and from my findings, and then to add upon it. And then in that, let's see, and I hope as you listen, because I'm going to also make a post on it too, and also a video accompanying it, so both of them go together for more understanding. And in that, I hope you can share your ideas with me, you can share your knowledge with me, and if there's anything you want to add, feel free to always comment, feel free to always leave it, as we all learn from each other. And I believe in learning from each other. That's what makes us grow as a community and as a people, for humanity, and for us to have more understanding, because Dutch has talked about the depth of understanding, not just the broader aspect, but how deep understanding, and that's why I sought for deeper explanation to help us understand it on a deeper scale of things. That's why I love the book, The Fabric of Reality. It touches about so many things I'm going to be talking about today. But in this, the title of my short form, like I've always said, my prose or my short write-up, whatever you want to call it, or it's called the Quantum Synesthesia, the Symphony of Consciousness. And like I said, on my journals as I write, I always say the journal of a curious mind, because curiosity is actually Like Elon Musk said, he said we should know the right questions to ask the universe, because questions are even more important than questions. It seems to be more important than even the answers, because the why of a thing is very important. Why, the why. And that why is what I'm going to be talking about when I talk about quantum synesthesia, the symphony of consciousness. And I'm going to start now by giving you the intro, and I hope you enjoy listening to this poem, a prose, a short poem, and enjoy. Imagine this: you smell a rose and see red, you hear music and feel color, you close your eyes and the entire universe roams inside you. This isn't fantasy, this is synesthesia. A condition, a gift, where senses don't just walk, they dance. One taste and color blooms, one word and shapes appears. It is as though the mind is painting its own private universe, brush strokes made of sensations. And then I'm going to say, the brain is not a machine as we have been told or we are made to believe, but it's symphony, a symphony. Now, for decades we have been told the brain is like a computer. We have input, we have output. Input goes in, output comes out. Wires, circuits, deltas. But the model is missing something important. It's missing the magic. Because in my video, when I talked about the other time, I said until philosophy and psychology acknowledge the spirituality of life, the foundation is not there. And that is the magic that has been missing in the one understanding the brain. That understand that the brain is not just a machine. It's not a machine, but it's a symphony. And this missing magic, not fairy tale dust, the real kind of magic, the magic of the quantum world, where particles appear, reappears and vanishes, where everything is connected, where one thing can affect another across the cosmos instantly. Could it be that this electric storm of 86 billion neurons in tapping into this mystery? The brain has been something, neuroscience is new, and understanding the brain, I believe, is a new concept, because it's not really new, but I believe as consciousness has grown for us as humans, then we have understand that in understanding this brain, we get to understand who we are and what we are, and various researches have been done, continuation into this millennium. And then in understanding this brain, there's a question that asks, if there's 86 billion neurons, and how many people in the world? Let's say roughly about 8 billion. 86 billion neurons and 8 billion. That means, let's say each part of these neurons are one human being, or just one person, and each unit unlocks that aspect or channels of that person. Just the way you say the brain is, when you're learning something, the brain is creating a new wiring. What is that wiring has already been existing in 86 billion, but it just needs for you to access it or pay attention to it or put awareness on it, and then just that neural circuit, just because the wiring starts, not just wiring start occurring, but at the same time the wiring start opening up. That is just a question or an hypothesis that I just want to add to this. And then the part 2 of this prose, I want to say the mind. Where the universe come to know itself? What is the mind? Where is the mind? Is it in the brain? Your thoughts? The silent feeling of you watching from behind your eyes? Maybe the mind is more than what the brain does. Maybe it's a space where experience happens. And in the rare beauty of synesthesia, that experience fuses, sings, dance. Maybe synesthesia isn't a glitch. Maybe it's a glimpse, a peek behind the curtains of reality. Consciousness behind the mystery. When you see a dog bark, you can also hear it, feel it and understand it all at once. But how? Unity is called the binding problem. And this binding problem has been how will I say it? Has been tried, the people have tried to give explanation to it. But let me give this example about this. When you see a dog barking, you hear it, you feel it. That is the physical aspect of it. The psychological aspect of it, or the philosophical aspect of it. What are dogs? They say in religion, they say there's they have the one of the dogs, one of the conspicuous spirit, and then you have the one of the dog, you have the one of the pig, and the rest of them. But now let's go to the spiritual aspect of life. And this is going to sound hooky, but let me just say that when you hear dog barks, I touched on mirrors and projections. If you listen to my previous videos about mirrors and projections of how things are projected using phones. Your phones were portals in the past, but now these portals are now in your screens and now in right beside you. If you're looking at your laptop, that's the screen, that's the mirror, that's the portal. And if in the ancient world or in the ancient time, those were magic. You could project things, you could see things. If you watch the Harry Potter series, Dumbledore pricked into the water to reveal to Harry Potter about so many things that has happened and will happen. So there were movies that were using to tell us the truth, but many people did not understand it. But it doesn't mean because we have become technological, we have become so scientific, that doesn't mean the spirituality of life should just be overlooked. When a dog barks, that is, if it's barking and you're for awareness, for those who are conscious for awareness, those are messages. It's like everything is passing a message, everything is being sent on an errand. So when the dog is barking, someone is using that dog as a channel to get into you, because all psychic, if quantum mechanics is all, it shows the synchronicity of light, all psychic are connected. So when a dog is barking, someone is trying to use the dog to pass a message to your psychic. Do you believe that? That is what I just want to leave on. When the dog is barking, someone is trying to use that dog to pass a message to whoever he wants to pass it to. So that is why this is all the theory of the relativity that Einstein was talking about. When you teach a cat something in this part of town, if you go to the other part of the world, the cat is actually doing what the cat here is doing. How does that happen? The synchronicity of life. So consciousness. This is what I feel is the binding mystery that we have been trying to find answers to. We still don't really understand or know it yet, but quantum is taking us closer to it. Quantum mechanics, physics, as Elon Musk says, physics has all the answers. All else are recommendations. But the spirituality is where the answers truly lie. Physics is just the physicality of what has been happening in the spiritual realm. So that is what I just want to leave at that one. When I just talked about when you see a dog barking, you also hear it, you feel it, you understand it all at once. Why? I just touched on it in that message I just want to pass. Then this unity is called the binding problem. One of the greatest mysteries of the brain, because your senses activate in different places. Yet you don't live in fragments. You live in oneness. But how does the brain do that? No one knows yet. Could quantum brain explain it? Some brave minds like Roger Penrose, Stuart Hemroth offer a radical idea. Maybe the brain uses quantum processes deep inside your neurons in tiny structures called microtubules. Perhaps quantum events are unfolding. Entanglement superpositions the parabolic dance of energy and frequency of vibrations, and maybe this is how the brain binds it together. This is how the brain binds it all together. A unified experience, a synesthetic symphony where everything connects into a single perfect chord, like an orchestra, everything just dingling. But you might not be aware, but it is happening. Jim Rohn, I always love he's like a mentor to me. He said when you were born into this world, you know it or you don't know it. There's the good, there's the bad. He said that. I'm not talking about good here, but the happenings or the mechanics, or it's already there. Either you are aware of it or you're not. It's already being possessed like an orchestra, like a perpetual decree, as the Bible says it in Christendom. It said the perpetual decree, it has been there. Like you see the processions, the equinox and all that, it has been there. You know it, you are aware of it, you come into awareness of it. Good. You don't know it, it happens. So that is what I want to touch on this part. And the evolution, the universe going to see itself. Why did evolution make mind at all? What is the mind? Why did evolution make mind at all? Why not just make creatures eat, sleep, reproduce? Because awareness became the ultimate tool for survival. To feel, to imagine, to dream. In some, like Synesthesia, the awareness breaks boundaries. It creates art. It finds meaning. It sees the world not as a machine, but as a poem. Could synesthesia be an evolutionary side effect? That's the question. Or an hidden advantage? A way to make connections others miss? A way for the universe to dream itself in colors? This, let me just put it this, is that why not just eat, sleep? We do that, but in that, everybody does that. Even the animals do that. The plants do that. We as human beings do that. But then, awareness, instinct, perception. Why all this? Why not just do? That is the question that I pose to ask in this part. The universe as a song. What if your brain isn't a factory? What if it's an instrument? Each neuron a string, each thought a vibration, and consciousness the song. Synesthesia might be when the song becomes a symphony, when instruments blow, when sound becomes color, when thoughts become music, when the chaos of life reveals its hidden harmony. In synesthetic unity, a glimpse of the depth of in synesthetic unity, a glimpse of a deeper truth that all experience is already bound together. The Bible says, "You come in the volume of the book as it is written before me." All these things we are waiting for our knowledge and understand that we might find hope. Meaning everything has been said. Judges said something about time. He said time is like a block. All the blocks are already made. It's like a moving picture, like a movie. You're watching a movie. Everything is already been acted or scripted in a sense. But you're watching it part by part as it unfolds. That is what I'm just trying to say. That all experience are already bound together, not by neurons, but by quantum heartbeat of the universe. Could it be what we call mind is not just made by the brain, but it's the place where the cosmos come to feel itself alive? This is the end of my poem, and I just want to add these few thoughts. Life is beautiful in so many ways. Like you're thinking about someone, and then the person calls. Nowadays, because it has become so normal for us. Because you are on your Instagram, you're thinking about bags and shoes, and then it just pops up. You start seeing bags and shoes. I understand that you might say it's scientific. Yeah, it becomes scientific because, yeah, scientific is just playing on what was already there. But now it has become so scientific and so easy that we overlook it, and we don't see it as something to be questioned or something to even learn or ponder upon. But I believe in understanding and bringing awareness and consciousness into it. We get to appreciate it more. We get to have gratitude for it. Because gratitude is eroding, and entitlement is becoming what is prevalent among human beings right now. But gratitude makes us appreciate it more and more and more and more and more. And in gratitude comes from awareness, consciously. And in that, I end my short poem and short prose, and I hope you enjoyed listening to it. If you enjoyed this video, feel free to restart, feel free to like, feel free to comment, feel free to share, and so that we can all have more understanding about questions that seems to plague humanity, of the whys and the hows and the wheres and the whats and the whos that we are trying to find answers to, so we can have because in understanding and in knowledge, as Jim runs in knowledge and learning is the beginning of happiness, is happiness and joy. So in that, I end my little video, short story, short prose, and wishing everybody a good day and have a good one. Bye for now.